Hey guys, it's Peter and welcome to my channel, Peter Likes Books. I'm thinking that this video kind of doesn't really want to get made because first time I was like 12 minutes in and then my neighbor knocked on the door and I was like, okay, I'm not editing that out, so I redid the whole thing. The second time, my battery ran out and I always check that before I start a video, and so I'm like, what is going on? Like, I wanted to make 2 videos today and then my battery's running out and my plans are not going how I want them to go today. Because here's the story. I woke up this morning and my plan all week long had been that I was gonna do yard work today, okay? Because our walkway is like 30 feet long, 5 feet on either side. We've got like sticky weeds going up 5 feet tall. It's disgusting. It literally looks like a forest or like somebody abandoned this house, and it's just like horrible. And we've got to get it done because I know any day now I'm gonna get a letter in my mailbox from the neighborhood association saying that we have to clean it or they're gonna like fee us or charge us a fee to do it themselves. So I've got to get it done. But anyway, I walked outside and it was like the perfect Indiana summer day. Okay, now if you're not from Indiana or the Midwest United States, let me explain to you what a perfect Indiana day looks like in the summer, okay? It is melting dreamsicles and the stickiness going down your hands. It's lightning bugs at night. It is walking to the pool on hot pavement and running the last 10 feet because you can hardly make it to jump into the pool, and nobody gets out of the pool and it's overpacked because the pool is ice cold and it's so hot outside that as soon as you jump out, you like dry immediately. You know, it's tuna fish salad sandwiches or chicken salad sandwiches with potato salad and pasta salad and huge jugs of iced tea and lemonade for lunch. It's, you know, sitting underneath trees in the grass for hours just talking with your friends. It's, you know, making pizzas or having pizzas delivered at night and then watching scary movies and staying up late and reading on the front porch and all of that kind of stuff. Summer is just like such a great time in the Midwest. And, you know, it's hot, it's humid, it's sticky, it's carnival lights and state fairs, it's Ferris wheels and elephant ears. It's awesome. Like, I love summer in the Midwest. And so I just wanted to sit outside today, and I was like, I want to sit outside and read a book from cover to cover like I used to do when I was a kid. And I couldn't really think of a book that I could sit down and I could finish in one setting because every book that I own right now is either really, really long or I'm reading for, and they're very long. And so I was like, that's why I haven't finished a book recently, except for Harry Potter. So I was like, what book could I sit down and I could start and finish in one day, really? And it was so funny because I was standing from my bookshelf and I was like, none of these am I interested in or could I finish in a day? And then I was like, oh my God. And I was thinking about Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. And I don't want to ruin it for you if you haven't read the book, but in there, a character reads The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton in one day. Like, she reads it in one setting. And I was like, oh my God, I've wanted to read this so long. It's kind of a summary book, right? Like, I'm going to read The Outsiders today. So that's my plan. And then tonight, Alex and I are going over to a friend's house, and we're getting pizza, summer thing, and then we're gonna watch the remake of the Lifetime movie, Mother, May I Walk with Danger, with Tori Spelling. And we are so excited because we love any Lifetime movie that's scary, and especially any Tori Spelling Lifetime movie. And then we'll probably watch some kind of scary horror movie because we're all of us really obsessed with horror movies. So anyway, that's my night. But I wanted to go in and, you know, I always Google search, like, what is the best, like, books to read in the summer or summer reading list or whatever. And they're always like these prolific, like profound books that you have to read. And like for me in the summer, like I really just like to read like a light kind of like reading stuff. Like I don't really like to read, you know, I don't know, like East of Eden would not be a summer read that I would pick. And I know some people are different. I know some people are like, well, I'm going to read this over the course of the summer and this will be like a great thing and blah, 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 blah. But for me, it's like I want to read fun stuff that I cannot put down, that I literally just want to sit and read, read. You guys like my hat? Okay, so I haven't taken a shower yet today, so I wore this hat. This is one of my favorite hats. And I got it in Miami at this little Venezuelan restaurant. I can't remember what it's called. But anyway, it says, I eat arepas. And if you guys don't know what those are, they're like these little pancake things that are a Venezuelan meal, but I think they also eat them in Colombia. And then you cut out, open the middle, and you stuff inside like chicken salad or like deviled ham or cheese or whatever you want to stuff inside. You can do that. And so anyway, I love this hat. I think it's so cool. But anyway, if you guys want to send me trucker hats too, because, you know, trucker hats, candy. I'm gonna sit on my front porch and eat all my candy today. You know you can send me trucker hats and candy and I'll love it all day long. But anyway, so, because I wear lots of trucker hats. And that's kind of a little unknown fact, is that I always take a shower and do my hair before I do my videos. And typically on any other day that I'm not doing a video, I just put on a hat. So anyway, a trucker hat. All my clients always see me in a trucker hat, like every day. Isn't that funny? So anyway, I thought I would come up with my own list of what would be a fun summer reading list. So I was gonna do 12, but I came up with 12. I was gonna do 12. I was gonna do 10, but I came up with 12 because I make the rules, because I'm the rule maker, see? Okay. So anyway, these are in no particular order. The first one I put down here, and most of them I haven't talked about either. Like, I try to pick books that I've always loved, like from the past, but I've never talked about. And the first book is Ferris Beach by Jill McCorkle. Okay, Jill McCorkle is this author that I found like when I was in college years ago, and I just Google searched her not too long ago, and she's still writing. And she was a professor at the time at Hollins College, which I think is in North Carolina or Virginia. And she writes all of these amazing books that are like character studies, and they're funny, but they're very kind of like YA for adult, if that makes sense to you whatsoever. And Ferris Beach is about these two girls that live next door to each other, and I think one of them has a dad that's like passed away or a mom that's passed away. I can't remember, it's been a long time. But it is like a perfect summer read, and I remember the very last line. It's something to do with this girl throwing up this baton in the air, and it just like, I can remember bawling my eyes out. So anyway, anything by Jill McCorkle. She also has a couple other books, like The Cheerleader and something else, July 4th, I think, July 3rd, that take place in the summer, and all her books are fantastic. Okay, these books are going to surprise you guys because they're not anything that I ever talk about on here. The next book that I put down was The Winner by David Baldacci. Now, I'm not a huge David Baldacci fan, just like I'm not a huge James Patterson fan, and the funny thing is that I used to be back in the day, but I think they've really like sold out. Like, I mean, we all know that like James Patterson, like, you know, doesn't even really write his books. He has like a team of people that does that. But like Kiss the Girls, when I first read that book, I thought it was phenomenal. And like, it's just kind of gone downhill. And David Baldacci is very similar, I think, to that. Now, what's interesting is that like Dean Koontz, I think, started with not the greatest books in the world, and his have gotten better and better and better over time, you know, similar to Stephen King. So it's interesting how people's writing careers change and what their intention is. Like, James Patterson's intention is obviously, I mean, yes, to please his audience, but to make a lot of money, because I picked up his book Zoo because I wanted to try a book of his again because I hadn't read anything by his in a long time. And Zoo by James Patterson, I mean, it took me 6 months to read. I couldn't even get it done. And then the only reason I finished it was because I was like, I've got to find out what happens anyway. But the Winner by David Baldacci is about, I think, a woman that has a winning lottery ticket, and then she's kind of on the run with this like FBI agent. It's so good. It's very like I don't know, it's just an adventure story, and I loved it. The next one is She's Come Undone by Wally Lamb, and I actually just saw this mentioned in a video of a tag that I'm going to do next week. So this was one of my all-time favorite books of all time. All-time favorite books of all time. I sat on the patio in Cancun and I read this book in like 2 days. It was so good. And it starts off in a pool in the summer, and her dad's like a pool, takes care of pools, pool cleaner or whatever you call that, pool boy. You wouldn't call like an adult with kids a pool boy, would you? I don't know. I kind of think of a pool boy in a different way. But anyway, it is so good. It's so endearing. It takes you over like 20 or 30 years of her life. It's a very cathartic experience to read, so I loved it. The next book, which is so funny to me that I never hear these books mentioned on BookTube, is Stargirl and Love Stargirl by Jerry Spinelli. I fell in love with these books when I first read them. They're very quick reads. The second one, Love Stargirl, is more of a winter book to read. But Jerry Spinelli is a fantastic writer. And Stargirl is about this girl, and she's kind of like just really weird and different, and she doesn't really care. I remember one part she like goes to this like school dance, and she wears this like a corsage. She wears a sunflower. She's just really cool. So if you guys have not read Stargirl, and it's all told from this boy's point of view, go read Stargirl by Jerry Spinelli, and it's a quick read. The next one is Jaws or the Deep by Peter Benchley. Now, I read these one summer. You have to understand one thing. My biggest fear, rational or irrational in life, period, end of story, is Jaws. When I was growing up, my dad kept a sailboat in Saugatuck, Michigan, and we used to drive up there every weekend and be on the boat. And then he would just like throw me out in Lake Michigan, and that's how I would swim. And you know, Lake Michigan is like really, really deep if you guys don't know, and freezing cold too. And then he would be like, okay, we're gonna film a movie. And my cousin and I would be out there and we'd be like, fun. We'd act like we were being dunked under by sharks. Following that, later in the year, I would be swimming in a pool, and my dad would say to me, okay, it's time to go. And I'd be like, no, Dad, I don't want to go. And so he would go, nah, and I would be out of that pool in a heartbeat, right? To this day, I have the biggest fear of sharks ever. I love to swim, I love to get in the water, but if I'm in a pool at night by myself and it's dark, that dark light at the end of the pool, I swear to God, looks like a shark eye to me. Read Jaws and The Deep in the summer and see if you don't get absolutely terrified. Okay, the next one is The Beach by Alex Garland. And somebody actually mentioned this on one, I think it was Adam at Mory talked about this, or maybe I saw it on his Instagram. Yeah, I think because he just went there. Oh, he went to the beach that it takes place in. And you can go see the picture of it on his Instagram. So go follow Adam at Mory. I was so jealous that he went to this beach. But anyway, I read the book years ago, and then the movie came out like 2 years later. And the book is like 100 times better than the movie. It is so good. The movie's good, but like the book is 10 times better. Okay, and then the seventh one is, somebody asked me the other day, they're like, you like true crime novels. What's your favorite true crime novel of all time for the summer? And I said, hands down, Cruel Sacrifice by Aphrodite Jones. And it's about these 3 girls that murder Shanda Shear in Madison, Indiana, because one of them, Shanda started dating this other girl's girlfriend, and it's really about what happens over the course of like 12 hours. Okay, they end up raping this girl with a tire iron and setting her on fire with Windex and leaving her to die. I mean, well, she's dead already. It is so horrific. But this book, I literally read it in like 3 hours. It was such a page turner. Cruel Sacrifice by Aphrodite Jones. And it's so sad too. And this girl that did it is like literally cold-hearted, obviously. Okay, the next one is Chances and Lucky by Jackie Collins. Okay, you know, we talk a lot about series on BookTube, but we don't talk a lot about like romance series or like series that writers put out there, like Michael Connelly with his Harry Bosch series. Like, I love those books, although Void Moon, which is totally separate, is like is my favorite. You know, like, but those are like good series as well. And Jackie Collins starts her series Lucky with Chances, and then it goes forward, and I think she has like 8 books in the series. Those are great books, and that is actually a really, and they're like suspense romance, and that's like a great book series to read in the summer. The next one, and I was just talking to Lakin and her boyfriend Colby about this last night on Twitter, is Endless Night by Richard Lehman. He is like the best horror writer in the world that nobody ever knew about, and he wrote like 15 books, and I still have like, I always think I'm done with them, and then I have like 6 more to read. But Endless Night is about this group of cannibals that comes into this girl's, she's staying over her friend's house, and the cannibals like kill her friend and her friend's parents, but she and her little brother escape, the friend's little brother, and so they like go on the run, and it is like literally a page turner. Like, you have no idea, like the police are in on it and everything. It's super scary. And then the next one I was going to say was Tuesdays with Mory by Mitch Albom, because I think that's a book that everybody should read, and I definitely think in the summer, if you guys haven't read it, it's like this guy that's dying, it's a true story, and Mitch Albom goes over, he's an old professor friend of his, he goes over there like every Tuesday, and he teaches them life lessons about like acceptance and grieving and love and things like that. Okay, the 11th one is The Bright Forever by Lee Martin. I don't know how I stumbled. The Bright Forever, Lee Martin. Fantastic summer read. It's about a girl that goes missing in a small town in Indiana. It's not a local writer that wrote this. I don't know who, like, I don't know anything about him, but I remember when I read this, I could not put it down. It is, of course, a kidnapping story, kind of, and you know I love my good kidnapping stories, so anyway, go read that one. And then the last one that I'm absolutely loving, you guys, is Summer Days and Summer Nights, edited by Stephanie Perkins. It is so good. Each story is so different. The first one wore me out. I mean, I kind of a third of the way saw where it was going, but I didn't see the end of it. It's so endearing, and it's the perfect summer read because you can put it down and start it up. Each story is about 20, 30 pages long. It is so good. So anyway, what are you guys reading this summer? What suggestions do you have? I like to really kind of read like spooky, kind of weird mystery kind of things in the summer. Like, I think everybody has a different kind of feel that they get in the summer, and then they want to read those kinds of things in the summer. So what are you guys going to read? Are you going to have fried chicken? That's another summer thing. Maybe more of a southern summer thing, but it's here. Like right now I can see there's like butterflies in my backyard, and like the trees are like blowing, and it's really, it's so pretty outside. Okay. Love you guys. Bye.